Hi, welcome to SBR TV. I'm Peter Loshak with a special report on recent developments involving old accounts from Bet on Sports, which was the high-profile sportsbook that was targeted by the U.S. government in the mid-2000s and was finally shut down in August of 2006 when the U.S. government issued a temporary restraining order against Bet on Sports, which left employees, goods and service providers, and customers with account balances all owed millions of dollars. A liquidation of Bet on Sports assets was eventually arranged for the purpose of paying back their creditors, and after 5 years, checks were finally sent out last week to all of Bet on Sports' old creditors, including former account holders. Everyone who is owed money by Bet on Sports will get paid back 4.63 cents on the dollar of what they were originally owed. The liquidators from the UK-based firm FRP Advisory released a final report to close out the whole ordeal, which is available online at betonsports.frpadvisory.com. The report details the liquidation process, the liquidators' attempts to recover funds and to identify debtors and creditors, and indicates exactly how much money was ultimately recovered and determined to be owed. In the end, more than $28 million was owed, with only about $1.3 million in assets available for repayment, resulting in the 4.6 cents on the dollar figure that creditors ultimately received. Of that $28 million, $8.6 million was owed to actual former customers at Bet on Sports. One interesting piece of information in the liquidators' report is that in 2009, the U.S. government actually seized $43 million in a fine from one of the original founders of Bet on Sports. Since the total amount of player claims was only $8.6 million, part of that fine could have easily covered the entire amount due to former customers in full, and could also have covered the entire $28 million due to all the creditors of Bet on Sports combined. The report also says that by 2006, 93% of the betting accounts at Bet on Sports were from North America. Lawyers for the liquidation estate did file a petition with the U.S. Attorney General to recover some of those funds, and they were advised by U.S. lawyers that the estate probably did have a legal claim to some or even all of those funds. But the claim was ultimately rejected by the U.S. Department of Justice on the basis that the funds represented the settlement of a fine and as such were properly due to the U.S. government and not to creditors of Bet on Sports, which of course did include many U.S. citizens. If we find out anything else of interest to players in the coming days, such as what happened to the other 95.37% of the money and to what extent it ever existed, we'll report on it. But the check sent out last week now officially closes the case in the final chapter of the Bet on Sports saga. For more information about this, go to the Newswire at sportsbookreview.com or the Sportsbook and Industry Forum at sbrforum.com. For SBR TV, I'm Peter Loshak.